that's how you get going. And once you get some feedback and you're onto something, then you figure out how you're going to invest, to build it. And if you don't have the money to invest, then you might bring other team members in.
So how do you build a business from the ground up? Can you walk us through the secret process?
Yeah, there's all kinds of, formulas and all that. Mine is a grassroots, and I think, the first, as I said earlier, the first thing is you have an idea, package that up and go tell the story to your target market. Figure exactly who your target market is. And don't say small business unless you can define exactly who it is. Because if we go around a room and ask 10 people to define small business, you're going to get 10 different answers. So you really need to know very specific to, is it the very small businesses on Main Street that are, under 10 employees with so much in revenue, so many customers, maybe some geography, et cetera. Like you really have to be really well defined on that. And then you're going to go into your networking, you're going to find folks that know people that fit your target market, and you're going to go talk to them. I mean, step one, just go talk to them. And as we discussed earlier, and get their feedback on your idea, and understand if it's something that they find that they would even pay for. So that's step one. And then you're going to work on the idea and you're going to prototype it. Don't go investing a ton of money building a mobile app for a new application to go give it to someone to say, hey, I've got this new software. Like you could prototype it and simulate the screen flows, between, and let someone give you that feedback, iterate it, work on it, and then take the money and invest it to build the mobile app, if it's, or the desktop app or whatever it is. Like a lot of times people work in a vacuum, will build it and then present it to someone. And I've just seen so many startups are like, well, we have to redo it. The feedback just didn't really give us, they're not comfortable with the way it flows and this, that, and the other. You can avoid all that. And so we oftentimes will work in a vacuum and just getting it out and building things to get that feedback. That's how you get going. And once you get some feedback and you're onto something, then you figure out how you're going to invest, to build it. And if you don't have the money to invest, then you might bring other team members in. Don't always have to make them co-founders unless they're real strategic in a lane you're not in, but you might hire fractional people or give them equity in exchange for their time, and just be scrappy about finding or raise some money or invest family and friends and family money or whatever to then start to fund this and get it built and get it out there and start to get the flywheel of the business going.
And of course, inject marketing in there at some point too.
Yeah, initially it's for me, it's grassroots. Just, it's hand to hand, just getting out and talking to those businesses. And, if you want to accelerate all of this, then you got to take in a lot more money. If you want to put marketing into the mix early on, you're going to need money. Oftentimes, you get going and you can wait, if you're a first mover, you don't want to wait too long. So you want to get an injection of funds to do your marketing early. But once the flywheel of the business gets going and you start making some money, then you can allocate funds at that point toward marketing or pour gas on the marketing then, because you have the revenue to work with beyond anything you might take from an investment. But if you're going to go out and you're going to raise other people, raise money from others, especially if they're angel investors, formal accredited angel investors or venture and anyone who's going to be sort of in the mix and want to be updated, they're going to see use of proceeds. And one of those needs to be marketing. They're not going to want to, they'll invest in potentially building it out, finishing the application, but they're going to know you're bringing it to market. They're not going to, they don't want to hear, well, we finished building it, now we need more money to market it. So you've got to make sure you're raising them enough to make sure marketing's in the mix, especially if you're taking external funding.